WNYC Studios.
Note to Self is supported by nonprofit Mozilla, dedicated to an internet that works for all the people. Mozilla is a proud supporter of Note to Self's privacy paradox and the fascinating look at technology, humanity, and the sometimes gray matters in between. Mozilla.org.
Note to Self is supported by Penguin Press, publisher of Irresistible, The Rise of Addictive Technology and the Business of Keeping Us Hooked by Adam Alter. There are an estimated 280 million smartphone addicts. Are you one of them? Find out more in Irresistible.
I'm using the phone anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day.
I want to wrestle back my time.
I unlock the screen an average of 65 times a day.
I don't think I've ever been inspired to write a poem in my life, let alone on my commute.
It's Note to Self, the tech show about being human. I'm Manoush Zomorodi, and I want to share some wonderful news with you. Last year, thousands of you did a project with me called Bored and Brilliant, the lost art of spacing out. Together, we put down our phones, we let our minds wander, and we sparked some serious creativity. Well, guess what? There is going to be a Bored and Brilliant book. Thanks to the scientists, the technologists, and you, Bored and Brilliant has been in hot demand ever since we did that project last year. So we're going to meet those demands. The book will be out in fall 2017. And if you're curious, you can see the press release, the full announcement at notetoselfradio.org. So in that spirit, and as we head into the summer, today we are doing an encore of the Bored and Brilliant Boot Camp episode. I wish I could say that we were putting out an encore episode so I could just sit around and space out. But actually, we're busy. We're putting the finishing touches on a special Note to Self series that is coming in July. I can't say more now. Well, okay, I'll tell you a little bit. It's about women and work. We're going to be putting out a sneak peek in the next 48 hours. I really hope you get as into this as I have been. We've been working on this damn series for 2 years now. Anyway, enough about that. Go get bored and brilliant.
Thank you for opening my mind to the fact that it's feasible to get out of this cycle of checking messages, and it doesn't feel too bad.
Doing that challenge made me really reevaluate how much I take out my phone, how much I use my camera, and also made me reevaluate whether I really remember things or not, because I'm creating a barrier between, my reality and my cell phone.
I noticed when I stopped using my phone as much, then my friends around me, I was more mindful of when they use their phone, but also if I was just standing there without looking at my phone, that they kind of felt awkward and would put it away.
Downtime, resting your brain is crucial, not just to maintaining your sanity, but to being your most effective self when you get back to regular life. And our phones? Well, here's how you told us how your phone sometimes makes you feel.
The relationship between a baby and its teddy bear, that's the relationship between me and my phone.
If I don't pay close attention, I'll suddenly realize that I've lost an hour of time doing something totally mindless.
I think I treat my phone as sort of a best friend. If I'm sort of passive and let this friend take the reins, they'll run away with me and distract me and make my life crazy.
Okay, those were listeners Jeremy Kelly, Jesse Badalana, and Jack Smith. And think about it. The whole point of a vacation is to get away from that tortured relationship, right? To sort of not feel so entangled or beholden to something. And when you look at the data, that is just not what we are doing. There is this new survey from the American Psychological Association, and it found that half of us check our work messages before and after work and on the weekends. 44% of us check our phones on vacation. And we did our own Note to Self survey. Thousands of you ranked your concerns about your phone. Here they were. The top 3. Number 1, that it's messing with your productivity. Number 2, that you feel addicted. And 3, that it might actually be affecting your health. And actually, you were right. The studies are incredibly preliminary, but we do know that all the swiping and the tapping and everything, instead of zoning out, it all adds up and it can have a knock-on effect. Because by filling every moment of our lives with our phone, when we're waiting for the subway or the bus or waiting in line for coffee, we never let ourselves get bored anymore. And when we do let ourselves get bored, that is when magic things start to happen. Daydreaming. We let our minds go.
Once you start daydreaming and allow your mind to really wander, you start thinking a little bit beyond the conscious, a little bit into the subconscious, which allows sort of different connections to take place. It's really awesome, actually.
Research psychologist Dr. Sandy Mann and other scientists told us that when we let our minds wander, we activate something in our brains that's called the default mode. This is a network that lets us do our most original thinking and problem solving.
You come up with some great ideas, whether that's to do with redecorating a house or some great idea of something to cook for dinner that night, or a great idea for a book, or in my case, a piece of research.
But, let's not kid ourselves, right? It's not easy.
That's the thing. It takes a real stretch of your comfort zone, and people actually get really frightened of being away from the internet and being away from communication. But when you do it, you suddenly discover things about yourself and about your brain and your capabilities.
Okay, so on our vacation, away from the office, away from the deadlines, we are going to turn our phones back into tools, not best friends, not crutches. Let's activate our default mode more often and get those creative juices pumping. Okay, so that was the why. Here comes the how. During the first run of Bored and Brilliant, 10,000 people tracked how much they were on their phones every day. And as a group, we turned out to be averaging 2 hours of screen time and checking, just checking to see if there was something going on that phone, 60 times a day. And for some of us, like listener Eli Mandel, looking at those numbers came as a real shock.
I've been looking at it every so often and crying over my terrible usage statistics.
But then we tried to change our behavior in various ways to see if we could help ourselves think better. And the challenge that people said they found the easiest to continue applying to their everyday life was actually day one. We called it, put it in your pocket. So here, on your first day, this is the plan. Keep your phone out of sight while you're supposed to be relaxing. If you're chilling at the pool, you're just hanging out at home, you don't need it. No walking and texting either, okay? Dr. Alex Soonjum Kim Pang is the author of The Distraction Addiction.
Doing things like not carrying your phone right against your body, but carrying it in a bag can help ease some of that sense that you always need a little of your attention turned toward the phone.
So put the phone somewhere in the picnic basket, your beach bag. Leave it there. Only pull it out when you have something specific you want to do. Is a thunderstorm coming? What time is mom picking us up? Can we get hot dogs delivered? And then put the phone away. Not next to you. Away. The goal is to make space for deeper thinking, or just space out. Here's what happened to some of our previous participants when they put their phones away.
I can't even tell you guys how much this podcast has changed my day-to-day life.
I have taken to clenching my fist when I feel the itchy urge to reach for it, and it's shown me exactly how much I really need this.
After a brief period of really horrible withdrawal feeling like lack of caffeine headache, I now feel lovely, had a lovely dinner with my family, and I hope to continue this structured use of these powerful tools.
Okay, so that's day one. Now look, if it's incredibly painful, you can decide just to do it for one day. But if it feels good, or like you're incredibly hardcore, keep going. Keep that phone out of sight while you tackle day two's challenge. On day two, see the world through your eyes, not your screen. Take no photos today. Not of your pina colada, not of your children all naked jumping in the pool, not of the beautiful sunset. And for this one, I've got a modification. Just like in real boot camp, like if you have bad knees or something. In this case, if you're not much of a photographer, then today try no texts. A Shutterfly study found that Americans take more than 10 billion photos per month, and millennials, they take the most pictures of all. Each one averages more than 100 pictures per month. Listen to Evan Keel. He's a student at Stanton College Prep in Jacksonville, Florida. Listen to him explain why he takes so many photos.
If I ever see something cool, just going about my life, the first thing I would do is take a photo and share it with my friends.
Photos are how so many people communicate these days, right? But taking a photo of something actually impacts your experience of it. Here's Professor Linda Henkel of Fairfield University.
So you're basically saying, okay, I don't need to think about this any further. And so you don't engage in any of the elaborative or emotional or, thinking about other things, the kinds of processing that really would help you remember those experiences because you've kind of outsourced it to your camera now.
For her study called the Photo-Taking Impairment Effect, Professor Henkel took people to an art museum. So some of them had a photo assignment, other people just looked at the paintings. And yes, those who did not take any photos remembered more about what they saw. So this assignment, it's not going to be easy for you Instagrammers, you Snapchatsters out there, but try to enjoy what you're doing today instead of taking a picture of it. If you're doing the no text modification, you can read texts, but don't send them. If you need to talk to someone, just call them. Whichever one you choose, cliched as it is, just be in the frickin' moment, okay? Okay, after the break, challenge number 3. Note to Self is supported by SoFi. If you've worked hard to get the career you want, SoFi's here to offer easy savings on the student loans that helped you get there. SoFi refinances federal and private loans to save its members an average of $316 a month, so you can focus less on debt and more on the future. Learn more and find your savings at SoFi.com. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/legal. Note to Self is supported by Mozilla, makers of Firefox and champions of an internet for people, not for profit. Mozilla builds the technology and fights for policies that respect people's identity and data across the internet. Trust and control over online privacy preserves everyone's freedom to explore, transact, create, and connect together. It's what a healthy internet is all about. To learn how you can stay safe and secure online, visit mozilla.org/online privacy.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jessica Williams.
And I'm Phoebe Robinson.
And we are back this spring with an all-new season of our hit podcast, Two Dope Queens, from WNYC Studios.
It's comedy, it's conversation with your fave celebs. It's me and Jess telling trife stories about my bottle obsession.
Gross, dude. Why are you even bringing that up right now? Anyway, this season you'll hear from John Hamm, Carrie Brownstein, Tig Notaro, Gabrielle Union, and more.
Ooh, my pits are sweating just thinking about it.
Cool down, girl. Come on over to Two Dope Queens, wherever you get your podcast.
And Bono, call me.
We're back. I'm Manoush Zomorodi, and this is Note to Self and our Bored and Brilliant Boot Camp. When we did this project last year, the average decrease was 6 fewer minutes of phone time each day for us. Wah, wah. Well, at least I thought wah, wah. Until I went back to the scientists who told us just how difficult it is to change behavior and habits that quickly.
Deleting the Facebook app would be as hard as going skydiving and standing on the edge of the plane and having to make the decision to just jump.
We were incredibly ambitious. Perhaps more important was giving people the tools and information to feel empowered, like this person.
My phone is back to being this inert but helpful tool. It doesn't have the same power that it used to influence my moment-to-moment sense of self-worth or to take up hours of my time during the week. I really like deciding for myself when to think about or access my social networks, not giving my phone the power to decide that for me.
So, day 3, the final day of the Bored and Brilliant boot camp. So far, you have kept your phone out of sight. You have given up photos or texting for a day. This challenge is called Delete That App. And most participants agreed This is the hardest challenge. But hey, you're on vacation, man. You have the power. Take the app that is driving you the craziest off your phone. Delete it.
Since the Delete That App Day, my minutes has gone from around 200 a day to below 100.
I deleted Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, and Vine from my phone in one fell swoop.
I deleted Growler, so I'm just going to try meeting guys in the real world and without looking in the virtual realm.
For me, it was the game 2 Dots. I was spending way too much time playing this game. Oh, I loved that game. It was my way to unwind, but then I just I couldn't put it down and I couldn't sleep well. So here, you can listen to the moment when I decided to delete my beloved game. All right, they're all jiggling, which means they're ready to be deleted. Remove.
Yes! You did it. How do you feel?
Nauseous.
Really?
No, I really feel nauseous. I feel sad. I am proud to say 2 Dots is still off my phone, saving me countless hours of mindless connecting of bouncing virtual dots over the past year. By the way, Flurry Analytics, they define a mobile addict as someone who launches apps more than 60 times a day. Even if you aren't tapping apps 60 times a day, I'm sure you have that one app. We all have that one app that we devote way too much time to. Delete it. Just for today. Read a book instead of checking Pinterest. Take a hike without posting updates on Facebook. Just sit and lounge without the pressure to tweet some clever fact or observation about lounging. Because your app of choice, it's gone. Just for the day, like I said. See how it feels. Enjoy the space that it has left behind. So that's it. A day with your phone out of sight, followed by a day of no photos or no texts, topped off with deleting that TimeSuck app that made you feel badly. These 3 challenges will get you using your technology more purposefully, and in turn, I really think, spark deeper contemplation, maybe even some brilliant ideas. Because if you're not going to have them while you're on vacation, seriously, when are you going to have them, right? You can let us know about your experiences getting bored and any revelations you might have at notetoself@wnyc.org or on Twitter or on Facebook at Note to Self. And look out for our special announcement about what's in store for Note to Self in July. It's coming to you in the next 48 hours. The Note to Self team is Jen Poyant, Jenna Cagle, and Joe Plord. Many thanks to Seth Kelly for his help this week. The Bored and Brilliant team was Andrew Dunn, Alex Goldmark, and Ariana Tobin. Miss you guys. I'm Manoush Zomorodi, and this is Note to Self from WNYC Studios.
You're going to get through this.
Okay, you need to leave now.
Okay.
You need some alone time.